less about the car. Good evening, my people. Wakede Mulimutia, Muyombia Mark, Eric Candano, VIP. Welcome to the VIP club. John's Info, Francis Kalema, Panga Godfrey, Chamba de Hannington VIP, Kasule Ramadan VIP. How are you? One car, many stories. Your story. Speak your truth and take your chance. This could be a winning dance. No matter playing late at night. Student just in every little light. Brother trying hard to feed the home. Still strong though he walks alone. Every scar got a deeper meaning. Every soul still believes in dreaming. No matter where you come from today. Your story can open the way. It's less about the car. It's your first beat. It's more of who you are. It's less about the car. It's your first beat. It's more of who you are. Hi guys, how you doing today? Nsokemba weyo kawaliti ezitowa. Bwemba wa kawaliti ezitowa. Then nga banafa bana bwe bajja and then we start the story, yeah? Oh, get up. Touch up. Tell me what it is, you know. Yeah. Listen. Chicken tonight, appetite satisfy. Girl, give me a chance, I'll blow your mind. Say what I saw, show you ya. Excuse me, pausing. Never went on when Jaka, Nuera, Twalabata, Twago. I need you and you can love me. Love is a sovereignty. I take the banana fancy. We're sorting it, we're loading it. We're not from over coding it. It's not the way, you know what I mean. What you need, boy, you go in. Now, what's that service? My body, my looks, liquid tight, they will fire. Girl, you got me feeling hot, don't stop, but that's what I'm feeling right now. Baby, I'm going to all of us, who are we going to tell them what you got? Shopping stera tizinga ngorobo mutwala ashopinga wamala now everything I finish on my mind I stepping up that's one thing I think that she said she thinks she give us like that, you know. No, you tell her this, tell her the one that is everything, yeah. Matthias, tell me about the inspection report. Sorry guys, if I do an inspection for you. Matthias, yes. Matthias is the one that bought the Raum 14 million. Sinajikola. I'm going to make it for you. Yampereza nebi fana. But are you happy with your car though? Are you happy with your car? So guys, how are you today? I hope you guys are doing well. You know cause and that's what Nakomi Michael UG, thank you very much. Starch Events, Taremwa Godfrey, Aijuka Blair VIP, Mobilu Timothy, Starch Events. On today's header, I have seen purchase of a Spacio. My question will be on comparing the Spacio, the one they call new shape, to the Wish Khalid Deco. Is there a room to compromise between the two cars? I'm going to tell you. Matthias Serunjoji, I also request you, Mr. Arthur, to get one day maybe of Gemo Kukunamokade. I miss you, Kumuyini. I know. Matthias, church single Bukunewota report. You're the living report. If you come here and tell people I am happy with the car we got with Arthur, for me that's the report I need. So anyway, guys, today Mbadde Murago. Nyenze nenda bakone President Antonio Lero. He's okay. Na mwara we yali omugomvu. You pray for him. But the girl is she's a very positive girl. Iranga Antonio Bomuraba. Some of you guys have never seen him, but I'm sure when you read his comments, you see a lot of positivity in them. So I've seen them. I did not go to see them. One of my neighbor's child is sick, Limurago. And so we had gone to see the family there. And then I left Mama Aban there with one of the ladies with Vena Kucharo. So I left them there and then shoko yangemu yakubie ne. So I went to replace the shock. I wasn't able to replace the shock. One of you guys took my mechanic for the day. So I could not get the service. So I went back. But as I was there waiting for the mechanic, I talked to Antonio Nangamba na ndimunago wano. So before I picked these people, but whereas things are not going well in the country, we have a lot of things that are not going very well. But I want to upload the management team of Mulago Hospital, the doctors, the managers, guys. I had taken a very long time without going to Mulago, very long. But I can one thing that I've seen about Mulago, it's clean, very clean, very clean. Like, you know, when we hear people complain about Mulago, you would think you would find rubbish in the corridors. You get I don't know if the bad places are where I've not gone,
But I've been to 2 places, one for pediatric something, and then Antonio is in the Heart Institute, and both places are very clean. And you know, when they talk about Mulago Hospital, you would think when you go to Mulago Hospital, you're going to find doctors gossiping, you're going to find doctors on their phones. I can tell you without contradicting myself, I saw doctors on their feet all the time. The only time I saw a doctor on their phone, a little bit relaxed, is when they were coming to work, nga they are getting into the hospital, or when they are leaving. But all the time that I was there, like my neighbor's child treatment room, I saw at least 3 nurses. One of them is doctor. 3 people going in and out, in and out, in and out. And on the ward kwetuba there pediatrics, ndariye only one doctor. Only one doctor. Balabate kukuba bade either nurses or intern doctors, but only one full doctor yabade kugungeyo. And this got me thinking. I don't know how the government is not cutting the allowance for members of parliament for cars and paying intern doctors. I also don't know. But you know, kaziwe kapo yatugambi katuina kusirika. Apparently, even people like us that suffer like us, so you keep quiet. I came to basically talk about the positive things I saw in Mulago Hospital. It's very clean. The doctors are working, at least the ones I saw. I don't know about the others. And while you were at Mulago Hospital, I think generally in every hospital, but I think Mulago Hospital is more teaching. When you are at Mulago Hospital, you appreciate the importance of doctors even more. Ngolaba abantu abali walinga essuubi lyonna lyonna limuli mu dokita oyo, naye nga naye akimanyi nti dokita ayinza oba tafuna bulungi kasente, tali facilitated bulungi, naye nga gwalinze. And the amount of confidence that people have in that hospital is through the roof. So, but we left abalwadde baffe bonna bonna bali, they are faring okay, and that's a good thing. So, if anybody is a doctor at Mulago Hospital and you're watching, I am really happy with what you guys are doing there. Maybe I did not meet you personally, but I'm very happy. I really hope that our government could actually do better in facilitating that place more, giving it more money. Ngeze ne kuwadi mayor jari nga basirikale mbalabye ward, actually the level Antonio kwali ye level mayor kwali the side ya mayor ye ka basirikale bamukwata mundu baliyo bakuumye. But I am happy with Mulago Hospital. I know there are a lot of things that are not going well, but guys, we have to understand that everything that is going well can be facilitated with money. There is no money. Nze njagala nnyo okukitegeera. I've actually been informed by some people there, mbadde nnyuma abantu b'ennyuma nabo ne baŋŋamba wano kasoberamu n'akasente buli kimu kikola ki. From the time that you get to the hospital to the time you leave, you're spending money. So while we appreciate the doctors, let's pray for our people abali mu ddwaliro naddala e Mulago, because we all know that if you go to Mulago, your condition cannot be managed anywhere else. You get. But generally, me, I'm happy. When I went to the Heart Institute, I saw like beds that are like the ones we see in the medical series, like House. I think I've seen House. I've seen Grey's Anatomy. Like I've seen rooms that look like that. I've seen a clean hospital. Maybe I've not been to the dirty places, but I've seen a very clean hospital. I think facilitation we have very, very able doctors here. Facilitation yoka ye, and then we will definitely be a happy country. So while we pray for those guys, I think we should also thank God. Mwebaze nti you're alive, you're healthy, toina wakuluma, tewetaga kusako kanula, tewetaga kukuba mpiso ya dagala. You need to really thank God, yeah? You need to really thank God that you're fine. I was talking to my neighbor, and he was telling me that in the pediatric ward, there are kids that have diabetes. Young kids have diabetes. And it got me thinking, maybe it's the lifestyle that we are living in and the lifestyle that we take our kids through. Abana baffe ne babanga balya junk food all the time. They don't exercise enough. I don't know what's wrong. Kids should not be having diabetes. You get. So if you have a child, you yourself take care of yourself, but also take care of your child. My neighbor tugenze nayo mulala to see she's about 60, she's 63 years, and I said, are you really 63 years? You don't look like. She digs every day. She's still walking straight and stuff. Of course, my grandmother is about 80 something, the same age as Museveni, and she's still straight. Okay, na iya vaako ko katono tuno. Abantu aba bakadde myaka 80 mwe obwongo bubanga tebuliiko bulungi, but she's still straight. And she was saying tata bani gwe nkulaba ngodduka emisinde wano. And I told her, but I'm running to make your age. I'm trying to make sure that I make your age. You get? Nangamba ate goza nze sagala kongera kuwangala. The medicine is bought from pharmacies, Timothy. That's what it is. There is no free medicine in the hospitals. You have to buy everything. And so that's why I was saying that the hospitals need facilitation. And I'm finding that the government can actually make that happen. Just reduce the allowances the MPs get, reduce the allowances the ministers get, and put medicine in the hospitals. I mean, me, I don't know. I know Ramadan. Me, I know the age that he tells us. But I can tell you that if my grandmother is off, mujajja wange bambi abataliiko mwagala nnyo naye olumutabaako ogenda okulaba ayomba noono ayomba n'oli. So anyway guys, today is Sunday. Tusabire abali mu malwaliro Mukama abayambeko. Ate I hope that God can soften the hearts of our leaders, at least the ones that decide that instead of giving money to people that are healthy, let's first take care of our hospitals. Let's take care of our employment situation in the country. There are a lot of things that if I were president that would be done differently. I find that it's there are so many things that are not being done right. But of course, osobola okwogera bwotyo neba kunona kati tulina kusirika busirisi netulwana kuwangaala bw'olaba nga Uganda eganye n'ofuluma n'ogenda n'otadda. But anyway, tuveeyo because I get emotional whenever I talk about those things. But president nkusabira muwala waffe Mukama amusuuse. Now guys, today is Sunday. I have to wash the car. Tomorrow is early morning. Mukama ansasire. Sinayoza moruka nakatuuka kati. The reason why I'm late, I was driving fast so that I dropped the people I went with and then I start the broadcast. If I were alone broadcast, now guys, the government is not willing to fund that. We can't know that. We are not spokesperson of the spokespeople of the government. So we have to be really careful. And this time, you guys, we have to be extra careful. Mugambe Nasif Hai, you guys also know, you've heard of it at least, that I don't know if it's true, but I saw a video of the deputy mayor of Kampala, the lady. She was saying that this time is for digging. So the prisons department of the country, they have extensive gardens. So they need people to dig. So we wakusanga onaba kuyola. The deputy Lord Mayor said that. Nakarabika clip ku TikTok. So you guys, especially the guys that don't have cars, and the guys that have cars, and you have to walk a long distance to get to your car, you need to be very careful to make sure teba kuyola. Yeah, if you can drive everywhere, drive. Pioneer Mall, you can park out exactly outside Pioneer Mall or one basement ya Pioneer Mall. Do that. Try as much as possible to keep yourself safe. Nima, how are you? Times are complicated. Yeah, we need to understand and we need to tell each other that we don't have the power to change now. So the only thing I can do is alert you of things are not normal. Yeah, things are not. So anyway, I was saying, guys, if I post a car that we bought, I normally post it with a link. If I don't have an inspection report, I don't post the car. Inspection report. If I post a car, I post a report. I just call it the reports posting. Inspection. If I don't have an inspection report, I don't post the car. I don't. So guys, when you look at them, let me just show you how this works. Because I've seen, I think it was let me see. I'm just going to show you how this thing works. Because there are comments that I don't expect anymore on my posts. When I post a car, there are comments I don't expect to see anymore. Like if I see that comment, it is coming from a point of ignorance. And I don't expect any person here, for the love of Christ, to be ignorant. I need you guys to be able to read. Yes, I'm going to come and tell the story, but unless you're going to wait for me to come and tell the story, don't comment. You get? And if you're going to wait for me to tell the story, don't comment, wait. You see when I post a car, you see that blue thing? That's a link. When you click the link, it will take you to a document on your phone. And, will it open? And you see it's taking us to docs. It will open a document like that. Now, that document that is being opened, it has a title. Let me just read the title. I've not changed the screen. You see, that's a report. Toyota Spacio 2002 inspection report, 27 June 2026. It even has other things there. Now, when I zoom into that report, you will see things. Before you comment, because like on this comment, I see all these comments. All these comments are not positive. But there's one particular comment that caught my attention. There's one particular comment that caught my attention. It's by Carissa Antonio. Arthur, no hard feelings. You remember when you just started this channel and the pre-purchase inspection? Do you remember it was more of you helping people not to be cheated in the car market? I think now you're focusing more on getting them good cars and you're making money and you forget the price thing. That comment comes from a point of ignorance. It comes from a point of ignorance. I replied to him. I first put a very harsh reply and then I deleted it. And then I put a reply that is more friendly. Reading the report helps. That's why I make reports. Guys, I don't want to see another comment that is like Antonio's here, Carissa. You get? Until you have read the report, you will not know why we bought this car. Until you have read the report. Now, before you read the report, don't comment. Pretend you have not seen the post. If I don't have a report, I don't post the car. That's one thing I want you guys to understand. So, one, there are people that won't read the report. They won't see the post. They won't see this live broadcast, but they will see his comment. And when they see his comment, I am a bad person in their eyes. But they have not read the report. So, Carissa Antonio, if you're watching, and all these other guys that normally post negative things on posts like this, I need you to take time and read my reports. Now, let me go to the report. The report for that car is only 1.5 pages. See, this is page 1. This is the half. It's only 1.5 pages. Yeah, it's only 1.5 pages. Reading this 1.5 pages will take you about 5 minutes. So guys, when I post a car that I inspected, go to the inspection report and read it. Okay? Read it. Now, I'm going to read this report word by word. And every paragraph I read, I will come and explain to you what happened. I am not happy about the purchase of this Spacio. I can tell you, I got a headache. I even bought yogurt. Now I'm going to read this report first, word by word, to show you that what I have in my head is what is in this report. Then I'm going to explain to you what happened in the field. Okay? Let me read. Vehicle inspection report, Toyota Spacio 2002 model, prepared by Arthur. Vehicle, Toyota Spacio, model year 2002, inspection date 27th June 2026. Number of options inspected, 8. Recommended option price, 17 million. Selected or buyer preferred option price, 22 million shillings. Background. I'm going to you guys be patient with me. Be patient with me. I want, for the guys that have never read my reports, I want you to understand what my reports are like. Background. On 27th June 2026, I inspected several Toyota Spacio options for the customer. In total, we looked at 8 vehicles. Out of the 8 Toyota Spacio options inspected, 6 had very bad engines. Those cars were poor buying options because their engine conditions made them risky and likely expensive to maintain after purchase. Another important factor was pricing. Apart from the option I recommended, which was priced at 17 million shillings, all the other options we saw were priced above 20 million shillings. This made my recommended option stand out because it had a better balance between price and condition than any other car we inspected on that day. Okay? My recommended option. Among all the cars inspected, there was one option priced at 17 million shillings, which I highly recommended. I recommended this option because it had the best balance between price and condition compared to every other car we saw. It was not perfect, but it made the most sense mechanically and financially. The car needed some work, including steering rack repair, suspension work, body spraying, general cosmetic improvement. Despite those issues, the engine condition was much better than the other options, and this is true. We did not see any engine that was as good as that car of 17. Okay, the repairs needed were more manageable compared to buying a cleaner looking car with a bad engine. In my view, this was the most sensible option because the buyer would spend less on the purchase price and still have room to repair the known issues. It gave better value than the other options, most of which cost over 20 million shillings, but still had serious mechanical concerns. Customer preferred and decision context. The customer was more interested in the second option, which was priced at 22 million shillings. This second option looked better physically. The exterior and interior presentation gave the customer more confidence, and from the beginning, this is the car he seemed to prefer. The customer only considered calling the brokers again after about my recommended 17 million option because of my persistence and strong advice that he should take it seriously. He later called for us to have a second look at the recommended option, but unfortunately, it had already been sold. I'm going to you see, I'm reading this, but I'm going to tell you the story in real time, how it happened, step by step. Even after that, the customer still preferred the 22 million car and did not mind paying that amount, although I felt the price was not fair considering the mechanical condition of the vehicle. Guys, by the way, this gentleman, namugambi ngenda kunyumyako na aseka, nemugamba sichirabangako kino. I am telling you, I told him, I'm going to talk about it, but please don't get angry. Era after YouTube, I'm going to TikTok. So, to get a maso, issues found on the 22 million shillings Spacio. Bad engine. This was the biggest issue with the vehicle. The engine was not in good condition, and this made the car a risky purchase. A bad engine is a serious concern because engine repairs can be expensive, unpredictable, and sometimes not fully successful depending on the extent of the damage. Suspension work. The vehicle also needed suspension work. This would affect comfort, stability, and general driving. Hub replacement. The car required hub replacement. A bad hub can cause, you know that. Tomorrow I'm publishing a video on hubs. Exhaust pipe work. The exhaust pipe needed work. Now, my professional opinion. My professional recommendation was the 17 million shillings option because it offered a much better balance between price and condition. It was the only option below 20 million, yet it made more mechanical and financial sense than the more expensive cars we inspected. The 22 million option looked better, but mechanically it was not the better car. Considering the bad engine, the suspension work, hub replacement, and exhaust pipe work required, I did not feel that the price was fair. However, the customer was more comfortable with 22 million option. My role was to give my honest inspection opinion and guide the buyer based on mechanical condition, but the final decision remained with the customer. Final verdict, the Toyota Spacio selected was a buyer preferred option, not my strongest recommendation. The best option was the 17 million car because it had the best balance. In Kadamu, best balance between condition and price. Okay, but it was sold before he made the decision, so the customer could. The selected car looked better, gave the customer more confidence, but it came with serious mechanical concerns, especially the condition. From my point of view, the purchase did not offer the best value for money and will require immediate repair. Era bw'amala ogisasula egenda kanikibwa because egenda wala era naye akimanyi. So that's my inspection report, guys. Yanyono Kalisa, before you comment on a post where I've posted the car inspected, click the link and read my reports. They don't lead anywhere bad, no advice, no nothing. They will lead you to Google Docs where you will be able to read that report. Now, the reason why I put this report is I used to have a lot of negative comments on the cars we bought. Either we bought it at a higher price, and I thought before they just comment, they need to read the report to understand why we bought a car. That's why I have these reports. So how you know why we bought this car is through that report. Now, let me close the tab and then I'll tell you the story of what exactly happened. Now, guys, the person that bought Ramadan, you come. Matthias is saying, I'm happy because I have a car now, but I need to know what things to work on that car, also posting it on your channel. I'm going to post your car. Don't worry. Julie, hi, that's David Clergy. Arthur, some people just enjoy watching pictures zooming in, but without reading a single sentence. Yeah. Pro Mark, yes, at 22, not really the bond. You will not really go to the bond, but there are better cars to buy. You get. I read the report. The customer may get frustrated by suspension and engine issues. It's true what they say, that if you want to hide something from an African, put it into writing. I make sure I read the report to the dot. Bridget, I even bought yogurt. Now let me tell you the story. The gentleman consulted me on 20th and we talked about cars, and he said he had a budget of 18 million shillings. Okay. And I told him at 18 million shillings, he could get a Spacio. I don't know which other cars we talked about, or I even wish. But I think I gave him a list and then we talked on phone. And then, so he told me he booked, was it yesterday? Yesterday, but 1. It was on Friday. 27th, yeah? Is it 27th? It's 27th, then it was yesterday, definitely. Yeah, it was yesterday. It was yesterday. So yesterday morning we met, and he was a very nice guy. So yesterday morning we met, and now the thing that I've seen with you guys these days, because I told you guys go window shopping, what you do, you come to town today, look at the cars, choose out what you like, then tomorrow you call me to look at what you like. And that's a very bad thing. Go through Kampala, look at all the available. Don't choose. Guys, don't choose cars before I come. Look at all the cars, know where they are. Let us look at all the cars. Okay? Now, the only thing that you people do is the same thing the Subaru lady did. She bought a bad car. This is the same thing. The lady booked me for 24th June. She called me on 25th. On 24th, instead of calling me on 24th to go look at cars, she went and looked at all the cars. She picked out the vendor she wanted. That's why we bought that Subaru. She did not want to go anywhere else. You get. I don't know why. Maybe she thought this was the best offer, or maybe this guy's offered that the best customer care. I can't tell you. But that's a mistake that you guys make. Stop going around to look at cars, choosing the cars you like, and then calling me to choose from the cars you like. Your job is to like the cars. Your job is to not like cars and then choose the good ones. I don't know if you guys get what I'm saying. Julie naguze yogati. Atenzo gula yogati omwami oyangulide ne chencha kumacha. Kati nabaddemu kufuna naguze yogati. Awo twade kwa wenda ku video ifananyi byaka akamoroka orondoza nade mazunyo yogati wa. Neza negaira mu moroka nenywa yogati wange. So anyway, guys, stop the habit of going around looking at cars and then calling me tomorrow, because you might actually have just like the bad ones. The best thing for you to do, look at all the cars, don't pick. And I kept telling you guys, don't pick. Look at all the cars. Then tomorrow we go look at all the cars and we pick out the options that are good. Now, I'll tell you how this thing happened. So the day before the gentleman came to Kampala, because he doesn't live in Kampala, looked around town, saw all the cars. And I'm going to mention places today. So yes, so in the morning, we meet in the morning, we went to Pine straight. We went to Pine, it was even raining. Now so can it really change. After Chancha, we looked at the first Spacio, bad engine. Looked at the second Spacio, bad engine. We looked at the third. Now all these Spacios we are looking at are 20, 22, 23, 20, 22, 23. But remember, the gentleman told me he had 18 million. Now this is another thing I keep telling you guys. And the people that are selling you cars, you tell them you have 22. Do you see? I'm the first person you're supposed to be honest with. I can advise you better if you're honest with me. The other people are there to get you. So you tell me you have a budget of 18, nenga jiwagenzo gule moroka abagambye danyina abiri mu bbiri. That Arthur is here fighting with these guys saying naimwe moroka yameka yabagambe sente zaina. For them they know you have 22. Me I'm fighting for 18. We are looking for a car of 18. Nenga baba sajja bali mukuyiya. So let's go on. We looked at a bunch of cars and they were all bad, definitely. Mulimu Isabad's accident, most of them had bad engines. You get it? So the thing that happened is Twatu Sech said, Nganate Lokulonde Moroke ina engine embi, enga simbi nyo. You get? So we are almost giving up. The broker he was talking to, Eriku Paini, he comes, he gets us in his car, and he starts moving us around. So of all the cars, it's only one car that we saw. That car that we bought was in Machindi. He's paying. He went and deposited on it. I think he's going to pay for it total amount. I think tomorrow. That's the only car that was in Machindi. All the other cars we saw were at Pine, Lumumba Avenue, Lumumba, Nakasero, those streets there. So what we did, the last car we saw, we found this car old man there, Bakaita Kagato. Kagato knew where Spacios were. And Kagato was almost giving up because there is a broker that lied to us. He said, Spacio kumi nomunana nzembi mala. We get to the Spacio and it's too good. Actually, even Kagato took us to a too good Spacio and it was 26. And then when we were moving with Kagato, I was asking him, I think we have a budget of 18 million. But still, the car was 26. So we reached the car and there was a gentleman that was seated in there. I think it's the owner. The owner says, "Oh no, guy mumanyo no. And then I asked the guy how much is the car. He says 25, but if you're giving me cash money, you pay. It's 26. If you're giving me cash money, give me 25. Me, I just walked away. Then that's where we got this other guy that took us to a car that had a bad oil water pump, taking it to us like it's 18. Now the owner was actually selling 21. Now, after we had seen all those cars, Kagato takes us to this car that we were supposed to buy. Kagato takes us, we found him there. Kagato is an old man. So Kagato took us to a Spacio that someone had just bought. 17. Now, my mechanic had left because he had his car, he had to park it somewhere and then come back to us. I reached this car. We started the car and it had a perfect engine. Of course, the engine had been overhauled, but it was perfect. The moment I had the engine, I told the mechanic, it no respraying history, very good 4 tires, AC worked very well. You get the thing that steering rack as in empia. Bonye moroka. Rako jiwulira. So that's the first thing I noticed. The computer diagnosis was clean, at least for a car that age. There are errors we get with the machine. That if I find the 2002 Spacio has those error codes, they are okay. It's an old car, been modified so many times. So the mechanic came, he looked at the car, and he said the motor Kasimbi. Of course, it had missing things like these handles here, they were missing. But at 17 million shillings, looking at the cars they were selling to us at 22, 23, 21, 17, those things were missing. You can buy them even if they are 100, and you still keep money. So we test drove the car. We went round to the and then we found all those things that need to be repaired. But still, 17 million shillings in the condition that Spacio was. I told the guy, let's buy this car. Sometimes I think God helps me because most of the times when things like this happen, I am not the one that got the cars. Like I find that sometimes if I insist with someone, let's go buy this car, and I'm the one that found it, they will say, you remember with the Subaru, if the reason why sometimes I treat it very delicate, if I'm recommending someone buys a car that is more expensive than the one they want to buy, I treat it very delicately because it's very easy for that person to be convinced that Arthur is taking you to a more expensive car so that he gets money. That's why with the Subaru lady, I did not insist. 48 million shillings would have gotten us a better car. But it almost seemed like I was pushing her to go and buy something I prepared for her. So I left her buy the car that she preferred to buy. But with this Spacio, I did not get the Spacio. It was his brokers that took us to the Spacio. It was cheap. Everyone agreed the car was good. But we see the Spacio, we agree. The guy starts from 20 million shillings, goes to 18, and then they bargain until then. When we are moving away, the seller agrees to 17 million shillings. And then the gentleman says, Arthur, there's another car I want us to see in the matching. It's really nice. My wife liked it. And I asked him, how much is it? And he said 22. And it's, why are we going to a car of 22 million shillings? We have seen one of 17. You kept telling me your budget is 18. We've got a car of 17. Why are we going to a Spacio of 22? It's a bad buy. I kept telling him, you know what? We are going to Machinde, but it's a bad buy. Even if it's new, even if it's bond new, a Spacio of 22, how much are you going to say? Because it does not matter how much you buy the Spacio. When it comes time for you to resell it, you'll sell it at 16 or 15. There's nothing to argue about that. Now, how do you buy one of 22? The mechanic kept telling him. And then I reached a point and I didn't even want to look at him. But I'm sure he did not see that. I reached a point where I didn't want to look at him. And so we drive and we go. And then the person, the Kagato, the broker, kept calling him, trying to convince him to come and buy the car. I could hear him in the phone. Because when we saw the Spacio, I told Kagato, give this guy your number, give Kagato your number, so that they keep in touch. So because Kagato was a new broker, so we drive to Machinde, we walk into this Chibanda, and it had sparkling cars. My God, people can spray. We reached this Kabanda, and there's no car with a single scratch. Very old cars, but perfectly worked on. That Spacio is the first car I have seen where they spray the dashboard, and it's very hard for you to see that the dashboard was sprayed. When you guys, people can work on cars. My God. I don't know. I think I'll just go back independently and ask the owner of the bond who works on your cars. The car, you see how that car looks? Let's see if I have pictures here. That car looked nice. They know how to wash. They even had a very old Datsun there. But the Datsun looked sparkling. Whoever sprays cars for those guys is good. You see the things that you see that almost look like scratches? No, those are reflections. There is a car in front of it. It's reflecting that it's not a scratch. May people can spray cars. Mama. This car was perfectly sprayed. Of course, the panel beater was bad. Now, why do I think this car was bad even when it was perfectly worked on? Interior was super clean. You guys have seen the interior, right? You see the picture here? It looks clean. It's cleaner in person. Just walk to that car, sit in it. It's cleaner than how it looks in the pictures. It's cleaner than this. But you see all those plastics that look perfect, they were resprayed. Whoever sprays these guys' cars is good. So now when we got there, it almost seemed like we were quarreling with the person buying the car, telling him go buy the one of 17. The mechanic pulled me aside and said, Arthur, in a moro kambi, nemure kajigule. I am telling you, young ambi Arthur, tetuddayo gula moroka eri wadya raisi. Emoroka ejja kufaako akantu katono bwe kati. Agambe nti nali sijagala ne munkako okugigula. And I've told you, hey Vinny Cards, how are you? And I've told you guys sometimes that someone buys a car that you have convinced them to buy, even if the tire runs out of pressure. They'll say, I did not want this car, but Arthur forced me. You get a car that they did not like. It's very easy for someone to tell them bakubye. Naye moroka jaguzenga ayagala. Ne we bamugamba bakubye yagula akolachi. So the mechanic told me, you know what? Let him buy his 22 million shilling Spacio. So anyway, that car was deep. On driving, the car needed 2 hubs. Every hub is about 200,000, 250,000. Every hub. 2 hubs. It needed a steering rack, just the one of 17 million shillings. and we don't know what else needed to be worked on the side. And then the engine was also not good. So you can imagine, and I did tell him the car of 17, we did calculations before we left, and it needed about 1 million shillings working on the suspension. This car of 22 million shillings is also going to eat a minimum of 1 million shillings. So I tried to convince him, don't buy this car of 22 million shillings because you're buying it 22. Actually, it's 22.5, not even 22. Don't buy this car because you're going to spend an extra million. It will be 23.5. I told him there are better cars that we can buy. And this, of course, in the beginning, he told me he wanted the Spacio because the Spacio has extra seats. You get, eh? But I don't know. So we test drove that car, and I took pictures. He was negotiating with those guys. They stopped at 22.5. And then he said, Kangenefune sentence, Jemba Siveko. So we drove to town. My mechanic has a Spacio he's selling at 16 million shillings. It needs body work, full body work. But because we saw the one of 17, the mechanic said, Arthur, tolaga muntu motoka yange tajjajigula bwabaga anyeri. You get. So we drove and we left him around Queensway. We left him at around Queensway, and we drove. Now we drive. I get to office, and I think about like 2 hours. He calls me and says, Arthur, I called the guys of the Spacio of 17 million shillings. I wanted to look at it again, and they sold it. So I think I have no choice. I have to buy the other Spacio. So I'm going to go and deposit money on it, and I'll pay for it later. I feel terrible. I think we have had very bad buys. The Subaru Forester was a bad buy, but this beats it. This is like the worst. Like, you don't buy a Spacio over 20 million. You don't. You don't. Like, and then he kept, you see, when we asked him, why do you want to buy this car? Then he said, you see, on Sunday, I have a function. So I want a car that I can drive. And then the mechanic asked him, is this car the one that's going to drive the Bagole? You get, there are questions that you start asking to try and wake this person up. Eh? Like, yes, this car looks really nice, and you drive it looking really nice now. But really, is that like the other car wobogenda jifuira ne kuli emitwalo 7 n'era ne kali akakadde ebe ekyali mu million 18 emitwalo 7 ontegeera batengide de million 2 ne gwo okusemera million 2 mu bilo jongere mu akakadde ko jikanika n'engine nga you see the danger for you guys that don't know. The danger of buying a car that looks sparkling clean, like this one, like this Spacio that was sprayed perfectly, is that when these guys are working on their cars, they will fix all the dents. They'll fill them up. Like, kubanga ayagala kasusunga kali smooth. Bwaba onewaka na akatu yagenda kajuza fira. Kubanga agenda moroka jitu na miezi na. Kati gobo otwale moroka eyo, when you take it, the filler that was filled in a big hole will break. It might not be an accident car, but the big hole, you get, the filler will break. Ela, I can guarantee you that Spacio in a couple of months, he will not want to look at it. Which am bad day. Do you know what it means for someone to spoil money and go zidaba? Nze yangambi. We are cool here with over troubled Spacio buy. What do you mean, Ayuka? Nze yangamba aina million 18. And ozolaba vindicats na yachi itamu. People that buy Primos and Spacios. Nze yangamba aina million 18. Wabona bwe twatuse ku moroka eri najigule million 22 kitundu. The thing, guys, stop lying to me. Kubanze mbyogera. Nze ngenda kubinyumyango bamufa mufe. Nze bonimba, nze abantu njabagamba yanimba katemula the Subaru ladies were recording my video. For me, whenever someone is recording me, I'm thinking this video might be used at a time that I don't expect it. Like the Subaru ladies, I am foreseeing a time when their gearbox fails and they bring videos as evidence that I'm the one that inspected their car. But when they bring those videos, the part where I'm telling them that the gearbox is bad, they should not buy that Subaru, they will not have it because they did not record that part. They just record the parts that they want. After yakebe moro keno mujidaba kati efude gearbox. I am predicting that might happen. Nenga, I told them, nenga boba lemedo bagala gulawo lokuba ya million 45 baratunda 8. I even called someone mu bondi au broker wo mu bondi mu twabadde ne mubuuza, is it possible that this guy is selling this Subaru Forester 45 million shillings? Ira guy nambuuza mwe moroka temugirabye quality yayo. You get So anyway, but that happened. I feel terrible about it, but there are times when it's not my money. It's not my money, but it feels bad. It still feels bad even when it's the Forester was the 2013. It's not my money, but still it feels terrible that someone hires you and they end up not listening to you. Like oli guy twatusenga tulinga abakayana naye ngotandiko, you're asking him questions to make him see that you know what, you're making the wrong decision, and he was justifying it. Mulaba mukyala wange ajagala simanye kati nina emikolo njagala nvuga emmotoka, like ne mugambe emmotoka yes eri eriko scratch naye era naye ogenda givuga obyerabire. He is almost spending 25. Yes, and he's going to spend more. Engine egenda muli ate vini kati soko obanyumize bya yingini. Yingini bw'atagitwala embakola yingini batuufu bw'eneeba etuuse. And the thing that I keep telling you guys about those old 1NZ engines, if you buy a Spacio, most of the Spacios in the condition that those engines normally are, ngojja ka Spacio kati ko twadufunye ku 17, 1 year tops egenda kuba efuuwa. 1 year. 1 year eyo Spacio jaguze mwaka gumwe egenda kuba efuuwa, kati nga alina okugisiba basoke bamuli ekinana egaane bamuli akakadde alyoka nkubire. Normally when I get phone calls, it's as a last resort. Like yesterday we got a biganye diagnosis of a Toyota Rumion. The gentleman got the Rumion himself from the bond, and bajibamu akasanyi. For the guys that don't know, the people that still catalytic converters, they no longer need to cut. They take it as powder. So what they do is they kusumula the exhaust pipe from up there, they flip it, nebagikona bati, they take the powder, nebakuteramu ebigoye, nebazaawo exhaust yo. Kati yoka will be misbehaving and you don't know what. Ate emoroka bwezibikira ebuza amaanyi. So of all the things we saw, yabise valvematic, but valvematic normally it happens ku computer kisoma, but normally it becomes because in the bond they keep removing the battery and putting it back on. So when we clear it in the machine and it doesn't come back, normally the valvematic is okay. But the thingy of the exhaust, it needs to be worked on as soon as possible. And how do we know? Emoroka twagitute kulunya Rumion bwetugenda kulunya ng'olabira ddala exhaust bagisumulula. And that's when the mechanic asked him, exhaust yo yali erwaddeko nti bagikanike nti nedda naye kati ngansumulule. Bagisumula bo ne bajjamu catalytic converter ye ne bagitwala. And he said naye emoroka eno makanika, ne muga makanika. Guys, one thing you need to understand is that if a mechanic steals from you, he won't come and say I stole from you. Even if you ask him 100 times. The mechanic ajja kubamu catalytic converter yo, you will ask him, did you steal? You think he's going to say I stole? How many ministers have you seen that admit they stole the mabati? All ministers say mabati gansanga wange. Like really? Someone even puts fuel in a truck that takes mabati to your home without your permission. You get it? So anyway, it feels terrible. Sometimes I feel bad, but I cannot control adults with their money. Nange nkimanyi there are times when I'm unruly. Olaba abira mukazi wo mu nyumba nga bwakwata akasente ke tosobola mbako kyo mugambo banga ng'omusiru. Okitegeera, when someone wants something, they really want it and they will do it whether you like it or not. So and all we can do is try to influence them in the right way. Botuka nolaba nga omuntu akyuka omuta n'omugamba genda oli wabulamu bwo. And that's what happened with the Spacio. That's what happened with the Subaru. The customer mfunye sente zange za inspection. Ne report ne njikola nejja ne mbinyumyako. Yo wa Subaru ngenda munyumyako ebbanga ddene because I predict that woman or her friend will go to TikTok and say, "Atatamanyi kebera motoka, yatukebera Subaru, gearbox ya food." I predict that will happen because they have my videos of me inspecting. So ngenda sigaranga mogerako so that the world continues to know. Agenda okwogera gabaga nemwe baboogerako. okitegedde essaawa yonna yonna njagala bajje nga abantu babagamba nemwe Arthur yaboogerako. There are people I inspect for ne mulaba ng'agenda kunsumbuwa. You guys need to understand. You guys need to understand. There are cars like twagule moroka ya Matthias. I'm going to post it. Matthias sent me his pictures. We bought Matthias's room, UAX, I think, 14 million shillings. And I'll tell you the story probably tomorrow if I remember to post it today. Twagule moroka ya Matthias enzije sliding anfu. Nagenda nazeekanikira. I think oba spent over 200. I'm not sure. But emoroka yange bwe yagigula million 14 bagikuuma ajja kuzijjamu ssente ze because teriyo rawumu ya 14 new model. Abantu batunda Spacio old model million 12 13. Okitegeera Eric will you be there? Ndo ayinza okujja okunjira ng'oli bize ne banjuzayuza kati nanyi n'okwerwa nako ng'obudde bukyali. You remember what I did with the lady that Arthur is the current price of the 2013 Forester 48 between 48 and 50 million shillings. It's UAW Serunjogia. So guys, you remember how I kept defending myself ku Vits. Twagula Vits. We bought the Vits today. Tomorrow morning omukyala nankubira esimu nanga Arthur. Ngali mu jam moroka eganye okwaka moroka enkozeeko emikola etandise. Mwakebedde biki bino. Ne mubuuza ate ekoze eki. Nalina ku show nalina show. Nangamba Arthur moroka teyaka. Ne mubuuza wataddemu amafuta. Twataddemu amafuta. Nemgaka kusindikire mechanic. When the mechanic got there, they put fuel and drove. I am telling you, when the mechanic got there, they put fuel and drove. But then that's the lady I told you, Bawe Yasigaranga Yayono Muruka. The lady kept fixing the car. The lady kept being angry with me. She abused me. She abused the mechanic. Until finally, Emuruka Wajitunda. It has been a couple of months. I am telling you, the person driving that Vitz has never fixed anything to do with the engine or gearbox or wiring. I am telling you. Moroka anji following your Vitz for sure. Tebadanga mukanika. Nengo muchalo lyo kuva twagule moroka buli lunaku ankubire simu na complaining. And for me calls like that stress me. Buli lunaku ngakwinaga Arthur. Eganyo okwaka. Mbadde nve waka. Never itane mechanic. Like the husband used to call the mechanic every day. They are mechanic. Nebajira nebakwatako nebajjako ne ku head yawo. The last time I told the lady, you know what you're going to do? You get that car, give it to my mechanic. After my mechanic has fixed that car, don't take it, give it to me. I intended to give it to Sekata to drive it every day for a week. If it did die for that week, I told her we a tougher week eyo. Ngamanya mwe mulike ekizibu. The thing they did, they took it to the mechanic and dropped it there for I think 2 months. They never picked it up. When they picked it and took it, still it died. So when the person yakubira, no, she did not. Ladies don't apologize. You don't know women don't apologize. When finally kubaba liba mubanja yoba million mu kitundu. When the guy yali amubanja mukubiro mubanja bebali magane baga tutunde moroka. They sold the car, the guy took his balance, the lady took her money. The person that bought that car lives in Chitezi. He has never fixed that car. Ekintu kyali kimu kye twagula mu moroka ekyo kyali ekifu kyali kigulu kino ekimeketa kata. Era the lady put a fake part. Era oyo guy yagula moroka eyo ye part gye yateekamu. Okuva ko lutaddanga mu yakola bukozi service nga avuga. So for me, I've gone through these cases. I try as much as possible to protect myself. That's why I said I am going to keep publishing these reports. Yeah, I'm going to keep telling you guys what has happened in the field. And if I come and tell your story nganimba jango ngamine asolimba sibi ebyabaddeyo. And that's why now I tell the story here and on TikTok, so that if I lie, if the person is not on YouTube, they'll be on TikTok. They'll come and say asolimba sibi ekyabaddeyo. And then the thing with the Subaru person, even the seller of the car, yagenze yo once, na erike jinajiraba, nadda ne wali maso najetegereza. Nangama na ye Arthur, yadi tamanyirinya. But this car came from Mombasa, it did not die. Nemga, if it did not die from Mombasa, it can die in Kampala. Give the lady 1 year guarantee. But you guys already know. The 1 year guarantee will probably mean 1 million shillings. But jamu wayaka kadeka, mwaga teke zigura. Blair, that happens a lot. That's why I normally, and from that lady, I think from that time, I kept telling you, kept telling the ladies, if you have a husband, when you're going to buy a car, come with your husband. I don't want you to take the car to your husband. You know, Fabasajja tuli funny. Kata I'll tell you, mama bantasola kuva wano n'agula motoka ngaji agigulawa. Ngambuka ngagenda jane motoka mbu yagiguze. You get ngale simu ezize tamanje ziva. Nga ngamba agenze gula motoka agirese ewaka. Era bwe mugamba dayuji mugiguze gy'obosula. Of course that's the case with me. I don't know how other marriages are. Otsegere, but still, even if the marriage is over how teri musajja agenda ku appreciating omukazi we gula motoka nga tali mu process nti wavudde wakano duka. And that day the lady came with the pastor and another dude who is a mechanic at Toyota. So katugumanya abasajja bonna be yajja nabo, they agreed with us ne mechanic wa Toyota that the car was good. Otsegere kamba sibulinge nenjoze moroka. My wife showed me a video on TikTok of a guy called Vinny who speaks like you. And that's the same content as you. Vinny wawa no Mr. Commuter. Nera kwali wuyo goto mulaba. Vinny yatandikira wano. Nagena natandika na yokola. And that's a good thing. So anyway, guys, I wanted to share that story of the Spacio. I'm going to share it on TikTok as well. But I told the guy, namugamba ngenda kunyumyako nangamba athane tokuba nnyo. Sinza butakunyumyako. I kept telling him sirabangako omuntu afuna motoka ya $17,000 nga namu n'agivako n'agenda n'agula eri eshanane ya 22. You get, like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like okugula emotoka ya 22 eshanane agenda bakuwolera mu board. Ate nga when we were talking in the morning kept telling me sagala kwemalako sente kyovula njagala ngula 18. And I thought if we get one of 17 million shillings osigaza sente zikulebya negwe noyagala ozimaleko because you have a function on Sunday. The biggest reason he gave was that he has a function on Sunday and is going to drive that car to the function. I am thinking kumukole eri ayagala bamulabe nti emotoka yenyirira nnyo. It's terrible. Lwakwaka ne sente teziba zange naye sente zafudde kale tezinnafa waba teyasibyeko asobola okunoonya emmoroka naye agenda ginoonya awo teri Spacio ya 17 nnungi ngeri. I am telling you. Mukiwulidde Vinny muzzukulu. teri Spacio nnungi nga ka Spacio kaliba naye kabadde kalungi. Kale akamoroka kabadde kalungi. Ovanga kamoroka nga waliwo n'omuntu naye ayina ye gyayagala okutunda n'atuuka naga atugule kano. Eyiye naga eyange tugireko n'omusajja bw'aba tasimye neyo 17 yange yo 16 ajja nakunkuba empi. Anyway guys, kamba sibula. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Now tomorrow, you remember the videos. I've started doing a series of videos where I am teaching you about stuff. The stuff I know I share with you, okay? So tomorrow I'm publishing a video on hubs. You get ready. So tomorrow morning, immediately after the broadcast, I'll be sharing a video as well. Tuesday, I'll give you another video. Wednesday, I'll give you another video. Thursday, I'll give you another video. Just like that. And by the end of the year, you guys best know you should have learned almost everything I know. I know I've shared almost everything I know, but there are some practical bits I've not shared. And I want to share. I'd like to remind you guys, I do pre-purchase inspection in case you're buying a car and you need someone that can help you make the right decision with you, as long as you're going to listen to me. Of course, listen to me with reservation, but don't make the wrong decision. I don't tell you this car has a bad gearbox and you buy it anyway. Like, why are you hiring me? I don't tell you this car is overpriced and you buy it anyway. To show me what? I do pre-purchase inspection. I charge a small fee, 450k. That money was selected here. I don't decide. That's why I don't negotiate. In fact, I want to increase my money. After the convention, I'm going to suggest I increase my money to 550,000 or 600,000. And then you guys will select. This job is hard. It is hard. And also we need to upgrade the car. So that I tell you which cars are good, which cars are bad. Yeah? Mama banabira mu nyumba eganyo okugwa. Mulete emirimu. Tuongezeeko kasente. Nenga guys bonna bibiri President Antonio mumusabire omwana mukama amusuuse. N'abalwadde bonna abali mu malwaliro essaawa eno tubateremu essaala mukama bayambeko okuwona. because fena twagala obulamu ate bwoba wooli oli mulamu mukama mwebaze. You need to thank God that you're healthy. Kati ngenda situla ebyuma, but I have to thank God that I have the energy to actually lift these weights and that I have the energy to actually walk and talk, and that I can see you, I can hear you, I can feel the breeze of my AC. All those are things that we need to appreciate about life. But sometimes I think we forget. You need to go to places like Punlago for you to appreciate that the kind of level of peace you have is not because you're the best person or because you paid for it or because you work harder than everyone else. It's just God giving you this. So you need to thank him. Muyombia Mark Eric Kandano Chinyera VIP, Jones Info Francis Kalima Mpanga Godfrey, Chamba de Hannington VIP, Kasulu Ramadan VIP, Ayajuka Blair VIP, Tarema Godfrey, Starch Events, Michael UG, Serunjoji Mafias, Mobiru Timothy, full service for a wish. What do you mean full service? Service to kola mtu alukuminevyo, you are you know, oil field. Ronald Mochwa, Ziwa Gideon, Wikichikawa VIP, Mugambe Nasif, Nima, Juliana Ampija, David Sembatia, Proma Creations, Brigitte Kakai, Walugembe Geoffrey, Semambo Emma, Vini Katz, Ngabori Joe, Sengoba Ibra, Martin Sentongo, Muzahura Keshin, Menya Grace, Munoza Sibamazeyo, Mr. Cometa UGVIP, Shanko Gibbs, Akankunda Edwin, Twali Hadin. How much is full service for a Subaru Impreza? What do you mean full service? If you're going to do service for the engine, it depends on the model it is. If it's still a new engine, use 5W40. It will cost you about 280, between 250 and 300,000 shillings there. If you're about again, I'm oil Muganda. Can you give us president's number? Mwagala mukubidaka Antonio. Mukubide ku WhatsApp. The number I have, of course I can't write it here, but let me read it for you, Julie. Mumukubideko Antonio, mumwagalize omwala okusuuka. Contacts. So for the guys that want to check on Antonio, just give him a call. Omanchizamu amanyi. Okay. On WhatsApp, you can give him a WhatsApp. Is this the number I've been using on WhatsApp calls? Let me see. Let me just call the number just to make sure. I have many numbers here. I did not even use one of them. Arthur, how do you know my neighbor is using 5W30 in Mark X 2006? Oyo muleke. Vinikatso oyo muleke, he will pay. 5W30 mu kimoroka ekikadde wechi. Eki kimoroka kinagenda mu oil Muganda. Taina magezo oyo. Guys, 5W30 President. Yeah, Juliet abadde ansaba number. I'm just making sure.
Hey, it's okay.
Kale. Juliet enamba ya President Antonio eriko kati jenvo kubaka eyo nga bw'ogiwulidde. Eri 0755161063. For the guys that want to check on Antonio, for the guys that don't know, Antonio Bambi aliko Heart Institute muwala we mulwadde. She has a heart condition. He was with her in India, I think a couple of months ago. They did an operation. Yeah, now they are back. So guys, the number for Antonio is 0755161063. Innocent Mugabe VIP, how are you? Why is the Chikumi spares expensive? It's a car that is almost getting extinct, Jimmy. The moment the car starts getting extinct, the spares reduce, and the people that have them start holding them, and they sell them at higher prices. Yeah, guys, allow me say bye-bye to you. Thank you very much for choosing to be with me today evening. I don't take it for granted. I'll see you tomorrow morning. And then both tunagitandikira wano we tugikomye kangende nyume ku musajja wa Spacio ku TikTok. Bantu basekemu abamu banvume. Karina episode is coming. I know innocent. Manyi wori ate sente zange nanzaga zigula mu kigege wali. Nyagala Karina eno mugigule nsobola okugula kigege yange njikole. Ngule kigege yange njikole ku convention mujje mugirabe. Bwe mutajigule enkere gende ku bala itandika okumpa sente. Anyway guys, I wish you a very lovely day. May the good Lord bless you. Don't drink and drive. Bwogenda notesi katika kakapira. May the good Lord bless you. Ciao ciao.